Welcome to the Roadmap to Secure Love. In today's episode, Kim and Kyle discuss how couples can break the tit-for-tat cycle and transform stress into deeper emotional connection. Let's dive in.
Do you ever have that conversation with your partner when you point out all the things you're doing and you're working so hard for the family or for the relationship, especially around the house, only for them to defend and prove to you all the things that they're doing? And you end up fighting about who does more in the relationship? Well, this is a really common pattern that Kim and I see with our clients in our practice. We call this the tit for tat cycle.
Yeah, this tit for tat cycle is like, I'm doing stuff, you're not.
Mhm.
Look at what I did. I took out the garbage, I packed the diaper bag, I drove the kids to school, I took out the garbage, I mowed the lawn.
Mhm.
What have you done?
Well, I worked, I did this stuff, I downloaded the dishwasher, I did the laundry.
Yeah, but you didn't do what I asked, which was to fold the laundry, Kyle.
But I've been doing all these other stuff. I don't have any time to do all these things. You expect so much. And I did this. You never acknowledged how I took all the kids to gymnastics class.
Really? And you think I just sit on my butt all day? I mean, I'm busy too. All you can do is just fold the clothes.
Mhm. And this is how it goes.
And we don't get out of it, do we?
No, we get stuck. And the problem is when this cycle happens, when this pattern happens in a relationship, we actually don't want to then connect later on. We
Mm-mm.
don't come over and snuggle up on the couch. We don't have hugs or kisses or hold hands or quick little shoulder rubs. We don't do any of that because we're feeling like enemies. We're feeling unseen. We're feeling unappreciated, unsupported, and it creates less affection, less connection, which makes it even harder for us to feel like we're partners, which then sets us up for another tit for tat cycle.
Yeah. And we just want to normalize it.
Oh, it's so normal.
Yeah, it is so normal. And the reason why it's so normal is because we're stressed.
Mm.
Life just doesn't stop
No, there's so much to do all the time.
all the time.
Mhm.
And it's really not about folding the laundry. It's about, I feel so overwhelmed
Mhm.
that the thought of folding socks, it just drives me insane. I can't do it. Right. So, what do we do with that?
Well, first we need to normalize this is very common, for romantic partners to find themselves in around household chores, around family management, even around work. I work this many hours, you work this many hours, and we kind of feel like we're in a competition. But the competition defeats the whole purpose because it doesn't actually get at the heart of the issue and what each partner is feeling and what they're needing. And so the reason a lot of this comes up is just like Kim said, we're overwhelmed, we're stretched, we're stressed, and we feel like we really need support. And when we're kind of armored up because we're so overwhelmed, we're so stressed, we're not really thinking with these tender, loving, soft parts of ourselves. We're like, let's get stuff done. This has to happen. This has to happen because if this happened, then maybe I could breathe a little bit.
Mm, yeah.
Maybe I won't have this feeling of things feeling unfair and feeling like we're not in this together and feeling like you don't have my back or you don't see me and all the things I do to care for you, to care for our family and the ways I contribute as a member in this partnership or in this family.
And so, one of the other things we have to do is we can't ask for perfection. And to get out of this tit for tat model, we have to be okay with things not being totally perfect
Mhm.
and it not totally be done my way, which means maybe the clothes sit on the table or on the couch in a big pile that are clean
Mhm.
and they're not folded and put into the drawers. And I'm like, they're clean. We have them. I'm not gonna stress about this right now. This is not as important as spending time with my family.
Mhm.
And it sounds so easy, but it's not, because every time you look through that pile, you're like, oh my God, somebody please just fold it.
Mhm.
But can it go? Is it okay to just sit on the couch for a moment, a day, a two, three?
Mhm.
Because life is busy,
So full.
so full.
Yeah, and this I think is really hard, right? Depending on our upbringing or our family environment. I look at laundry on the couch and go, spend 2 days. My first thought is, why hasn't it been folded? Why hasn't this been done? Our house looks messy. It looks like a disaster. And it makes me feel more stressed. Now, I know my partner has been, when I'm regulated, I'm not overwhelmed. I know my partner has been doing her part in maintaining our home, caring for our kids, doing her job, right? And so when we're not in that cycle, it's very easy for me to validate and connect with, this is okay. This doesn't mean our world's going to end. This isn't a threat to our relationship to have some laundry on the couch for a few days. But when we're in the tit for tat cycle, because I am overwhelmed or stressed, it's very easy to go to criticism or even using shame to try to get my partner to do the thing that I think will help me with my stress and overwhelm. And I think this is what's so common in this tit for tat cycles. I start blaming or attacking what my partner's not doing, don't acknowledge what they are doing and all that they're managing and all that they're holding. But I attack what they're not doing, because for me, if that gets done, then I will feel better. I'll feel less overwhelmed or I feel less stressed. At least that's what I convince myself of in that moment.
Yeah, but what's interesting about this is that when we get in this tit for tat, we never talk about how folding the laundry is going to help me feel less stressed.
No.
We just say fold the flippin' laundry.
Mhm. And often in a very unpleasant, aggressive tone.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But we never say, hey, I'm feeling overwhelmed. The thought of this laundry is causing me some anxiety. I know it's not that big of a deal, and I really need some help.
Mhm.
And then when our partner does it, we need to go back and say, thank you so much for doing this for me,
Mhm.
for us. It helped my overwhelm.
Right.
When we get to this place where we're like, it's everybody's clothes, everybody's responsibility, so I shouldn't have to think or shouldn't have to ask. It's true, but it also puts up a wall and gets us to a place of attack instead of vulnerability.
Right. Which is why partners respond with defensiveness and evidence and a list of all the things they're doing. Because when we start with attack, what they're hearing is, you're not enough. You're a crappy partner. You're a bad parent. You're this, you're that. And they get this list of all the things they haven't done. And it makes sense. If you tell me how bad of a partner I am, and I've been working hard to do these other things, I'm going to fight you. I'm going to fight you with my list. I'm going to fight you with all the things I've done, all the overwhelm I've had to deal with, all the ways you haven't supported me, all the ways you've been a bad partner, because I'm trying to get you a sense of what's going on for me emotionally and also get you to feel the same way.
Yeah.
But none of those moves actually help us get to the heart of what both partners really need, which
No.
is Kim is what you're talking about.
Mhm. I need help.
I need help.
I feel overwhelmed. Can you help me with this?
Mhm.
Then when they do, Thank you for helping me with the overwhelm. Even though everybody knows everybody eats. So everybody should participate in the dishes, yeah?
Mhm,
If that's your house rule. Everybody eats.
mhm.
But sometimes we gotta go, I made dinner. Would you mind cleaning up the dishes? Because I'm feeling overwhelmed. I'm tired. And then when they sit down next to us, go, thank you so much for doing that. That really freed me up to be with you here tonight.
Mhm. I think this is what's important is asking tenderly by leading with our feelings, asking for what we need to feel less stressed, to feel cared for in a way that our partner understands, and then thanking them when they show up.
Mhm.
So I think that's a really powerful way to get out of this trap that a lot of partners find themselves in. I think there's another part, Kim, that you talked about that is really important for partners to sit with, which is how do we tolerate when things don't get done? Can we make space for that laundry to sit on the couch for 2, 3 days because we're so busy with other things and instead tolerate it sitting there for one extra day so we can have 20 minutes cuddling on the couch instead?
Yeah. Yeah. Can we do that? Or here's even another thing. Can we say to our partner, hey, can you fold the laundry? They say yes. And it sits there for a week and we don't overfunction and we don't swoop in.
Mhm,
And we talk about how, hey, it's been here for a week and I'm really feeling some anxiety. I'm trying to be understanding.
mhm,
But can you help me out again?
mhm,
Instead of saying, it's been here for a week. I've asked on Monday. It is now the next Monday. And you have not done anything I've asked you to do.
mhm.
That's just going to get disconnection. So I'm not also saying just be okay with it. It's okay to tell, like, this is frustrating. I'm still feeling overwhelmed. It's how we do it that will either get a partner who's willing to fold the laundry or a partner who throws on this week's clothes on the couch and doesn't do those either.
Mhm.
It's all in the way we approach our lovers.
Absolutely.
Kindness reaps kindness.
Mhm. It helps gives our partner a sense again, we're owning we're owning what we feel and what the cue is, what the thing that is stressing us out, and acknowledging where we're stuck. And we're giving our partner time to be able to do it in their way while also acknowledging how it feels for us. And that gives them a sense because they might not feel the laundry is that important. They might have grown up in a household where the clean laundry got put back in the laundry basket and they pulled from it all week. And then they had another pile on the floor. And that was normal in their family. Right. And so these differences between us, we have to approach them with kindness and share our emotions and what it emotionally means to us when we see these things. Because our partner does not look at the world in the same way we do. And
And that's okay.
that is totally okay. That's normal.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be pretty boring if we saw our partner and we're like a mini me of me,
Mhm.
you know?
Right. It wouldn't create any room for growth, wouldn't create any room for us to learn about ourselves and grow.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
that's what Kim and I are talking about here today is to when we see this pattern, see the pattern as the problem, right? Because it's how we're asking for what the support we need, the help we need that gets in the way of us feeling partnered in managing the overwhelm and negotiating what's best for the relationship as well as for ourselves.
Hmm. I also see the flip side, Kyle, which is the person who's being asked,
Mhm.
right? What do they need? What's their block maybe from responding to their partner?
The very similar thing. I'm feeling stressed. I'm feeling overwhelmed. I'm feeling like I do all these other things and it doesn't matter.
Mhm.
Or I'm feeling like I'm not getting support in the things I need. I might not even be telling you what I need support on because I'm just trying to do the things that you need and also do the things that I need. And I'm not asking for your help as much.
Yeah. So you're hurting too?
Hmm.
You're overwhelmed too?
Yep.
That's the enemy that we fight, the overwhelmness.
Because this is what where couples get stuck is each partner fights for the overwhelm they feel and they don't see the overwhelm as a relationship problem, that it's us against the overwhelm. And this is what we do when the overwhelm comes in the room. We poke at each other, we defend all the things we're doing because we're trying to get a sense that we are good partners, we do add value, we do care. But how we do that ends up putting us as enemies, not intimate allies.
And the clothes, arguing over the clothes isn't worth, really, isn't worth losing an ally,
Hmm.
losing your friendship, losing the stress.
Hmm.
And I always tell couples, it's never about, who didn't take out the garbage. It's about more. It's about, I feel lonely, I feel unseen, I feel overwhelmed. I have friends coming over and they judge.
Hmm.
So if my house isn't clean, they're going to judge me and I'm going to feel like I'm not good enough.
Hmm.
So help me.
Hmm. And so this is really letting your partner into emotionally what's going on, what these things mean to you, and asking for their support, asking them to partner with you. It's also important that when our partner does do things, even if we're not asking, that we do name their contributions, the ways they help out, the ways they do things, even if it is their responsibility. And we've agreed to that. But to acknowledge the things they do right that help manage the overwhelm and stress. Because what that does, that helps them feel seen, helps them feel like they matter, helps it feel like they're contributing in a positive way. And then when they hear requests for help, they have a lot more access and openness to being able to help because they're not feeling so unseen and unappreciated that they kind of go, well, that's unfair. I'm being asked to do more now. And I've done all these things and they haven't been seen, they haven't been acknowledged. And so what the hell is the point in trying to do this now?
Yeah. So the tagline is, can you help me do? Sure.
Mhm.
I'm feeling overwhelmed. And then when they do it, thank you.
Mhm.
You really helped me feel less overwhelmed. I needed you. Thank you.
And that's the way to help our partners connect more with us and support each other through this. Because just like Kim said, this tit for tat cycle comes up because we're feeling overwhelmed. Things might feel unfair on the inside, and we have to often poke to try to get something to change. The problem is the poking leads to counter pokes in a way, and we see each other as enemies, not allies against the overwhelm. So if you can see that cycle, that is very normal for a lot of couples to experience. You can then start to focus on how do we manage this overwhelm? How do we support each other in the overwhelm and be able to take things, the tasks that do need to be done, and talk about that in that much more vulnerable way.
Let's break the tit for tat cycle. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Today's episode covered key insights like breaking the tit for tat cycle 1, leading with vulnerability 2, sharing emotional needs and 3, building emotional intimacy through everyday moments. Remember, connection starts with understanding and openness. Follow the roadmap to secure love on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. Sign up for the Secure Attachment Path course to learn practical tools for building secure connections. Link in the show notes. Until next time, stay connected and keep listening with love.